Good morning, my friends. Gosh, it has been a moment, hasn't it? We're almost at the end of 2024, and I need to finish up my Margarete Miller collages. I've got 2 left to do to close out the year before I start into the new year. So I really want to get those off my plate and done before New Year's Day. So you're going to get a couple of videos just to close out the year with these collages. So nothing terribly, huge or anything. We're just going to get them done. So I need a portion of this puzzle page. It's from an old puzzle book. And this one happened to be a Christmas themed puzzle. So I thought, well, we're doing this in December, just a few days, well, almost a week after Christmas actually. Let's just use that one. Okay, where's my prompts? Here are my prompts. So week 51, something you see or do on vacation, a crossword or magazine/newspaper puzzle. So this is, I guess, a puzzle magazine puzzle. So that's going to work for that. Calendar or portion, geometric shape, piece of dried tea bag, which I've currently got drying on top of my lights. So I hope it's dry enough when we come to use it. And the bonus is something folded. So we've already got this. I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. Now I haven't used my glue for probably a couple of weeks actually. So let's see whether it's going to play ball. Oh, and we're in luck. It is running. So I do apologize that it's, you haven't had any content from me for the last wee while. It just was what it was. I did not anticipate that recovery from surgery would be as limiting as what it has been. Minor surgery. I did go in to have one screw removed. Talked with the surgeon before the surgery, and he's like, well, shall we take everything out? And we discussed that option, and the downside of that would have been quite a big recovery period. Because it would have required another huge incision down the front of my leg and onto the top of my foot. And so I didn't like that option. So we agreed that he would take the one out that I was anticipating getting taken out, which was fine. And then I woke up in recovery, and the first thing the nurse said to me was, so we've had 3 screws out today. And I was like, hey, what? I literally said that to her. I was like, hey, what? And she says, yeah, she looked at her notes, yep, 3. We took out 3 today. I was like, oh, okay. And then she hands me the packet with the screws in. I was like, yeah, okay. Fine. There's not going to be much of that puzzle left, is there? Maybe we'll need to put another bit somewhere if we end up covering that. Doesn't matter, does it? So this is the something you see or do on vacation. So it happens to be Fiordland down in the South Island. I live in the South Island of New Zealand. This is right near the bottom of the South Island. I'm about sort of midway or slightly above midway up the island. So scenic, very high tourist area. So that's what you go and see. You see this beautiful area. Go out on the boat. I've been out on the boat down there as well on my honeymoon actually with my husband. And then we've got a number of activities here along the bottom that you would do on holiday. I think these are basically going to be covered as well, but we've still got this main image that will mostly show. So let's put that down. So 3 screws, and it was a longer operation than what was anticipated. I anticipated, about 20 minutes under general anesthetic. It was actually an hour, which is still not huge. Like, that's not a long time really. But the general anesthetic does take it out of your system. It takes a while to clear and leaves you feeling quite out of it. And then I've got 3 incisions from the 3 screw removals, 1 on one side of my leg, on the inside of my leg, and 2 on the outside, which meant that lying anyway but on my back was super sore, because if I tried to lay my leg on either side, it just pressed down on the wounds, and it was just horrible, horrible, horrible. So that affected my sleep. Okay, portion of a calendar. I've got this. I thought I'd go with December since I'm doing this in December, and the days of the week there. I didn't want the numbers because it doesn't line up for this year. Not that it really matters, but we're just going with the words. So there was that, and yeah, it's just been largely a couple of weeks of being flat on my back, not able to do anything, with my leg in the air, I should add, because swelling is my issue. Is any time I put my leg down, it swells. So this is my first time filming after, for a good couple of weeks, or 2.5 weeks probably. So we'll see how it goes with doing this. But I now have the stitches out, so it is happier without the stitches, because when I swelled with the stitches, it would pull against them and cause, quite a lot of pain, a lot of heat, a lot of swelling, risk of infection was a worry. So I just had to lie with my foot up on my back, couldn't do anything except watch TV sideways, which I now have a really sore neck from a couple of weeks of looking sideways. Not ideal. Okay, so that's the calendar. Geometric shape I'll do in a moment. There's something folded as this image here of a bed, because the covers are folded back, and I just love this colour. So I wanted that there. We might have a little peek of the puzzle. I think I'll probably have to put, where do I want to put the bed? Need to talk properly. I think I'll put it over this way. So it's been very boring. Very, very boring. Not even able to read, because lying on your back holding your arms above your head to read, not great. Using my tablet, doing any sort of crafting, no, just was not a lot of fun. But we were on holiday for a week, so a lot of that time I spent on my back on the couch just watching TV. We did go out for dinner one night, so that was a real highlight. We actually left the building, left the home that we were staying in, and went out for dinner. But we were in a booth, so I was able to sit kind of sideways with my leg up in the booth. So I wasn't on my back, of course, but at least I had my leg elevated as much as I could. So that was nice. And then on the day that we left, we went out and had breakfast, and so I sat with my legs down and paid for it. But you got to also live. Like, had to do something. I was going out of my brain with boredom. Really, really horrible. Just gonna have a wee sip of my coffee. So I do have some health updates, but I'm not going to load that into this video. I'll talk about that over time. Other than my ankle, other health updates other than my ankle. So maybe those like that. Now, what about the tea bag? Is it dry enough? It's still got some tea leaves in it. I had to pull one out of the rubbish, because normally hubby leaves them on the bench and I tip them into the rubbish, but because I've been not doing anything, he'd put them in the rubbish and they were all saturated. It feels pretty dry, so that's, I think will be okay. So for the piece of dried tea bag, I'm just gonna put the whole thing, but I have got tea leaves already. I'm sure I'm going to have more. Do I want the whole thing? Because it was drying, I hadn't sort of worked out where I wanted to pop it or how I was going to use it. Now, actually, where am I going to put my prompts? That's another thing. Do I want to make my little geometric shape, which are these paint some? Do I want to turn that into like a tuck? Could do that. That could be a little tuck. Maybe something like that. Or do I want to do it like a bottom tuck? I've got 4 of them. I was planning on like putting one somewhere else, like down here, something like that. I like these down the side though. I like these sort of just I should have left the bed as a bit of a pocket, but I wasn't thinking. I was too busy talking. Yeah, it's taken me a wee while to get back up to speed with this whole game of recording. It's been a while, and it's taken me all morning to get to this point. I started clearing off my desk and getting ready to a video, and then I actually didn't feel that good, so I just made myself sit and just take it easy. And now I'm feeling like I can do this, but my head's a bit fuzzy, so I'm kind of dithering here. If you have not noticed, I am dithering. I kind of don't like the tea bag is my problem. It's not gelling, but I need to I mean, I don't have to. I could leave it off, but I want to include every prompt. I feel like I'm cheating if I don't. So there is a little bit of a story, not a huge story with this one, just a bit of a story, and the tea bag does fit into the story. So I think I'm just going to pop it there. We're just going to do it. I want to put the opening at the top so that I don't like get tea leaves, tea dust actually. It's not really tea leaves anymore. Got the big tea leaves out. It's just tea dust left in the bag. You would think I'd got it all out, but somehow we seem to still be producing a bit of flotsam and jetsam. So we're just going to plonk it on. We're not going to get too concerned. I've already laboured it long enough. I'm sure you'll agree. And it looks like my glue is clogged. So let's just put our tea bag there. Oops, make it stick. And let's see if I can just unclog the glue while I'm pressing that down. I had glue issues with my other bottle because I have two of these bottles that I keep going at the same time. So if one runs out or has a problem, I can switch over to the next one while I'm on camera without too much issue. But for the second time on my other bottle, I'm succeeded in pushing the nib down inside the bottle, but this time so far down that it went right to the bottom and I could not fish it out. So I had a spare one, so I put all the glue into this new one and I've ditched the old one because it's like, well, it's done it twice now, so I'm just not going to fuss with it anymore. So I got as much glue out of it as I could, and in the bin it went. Right, that I think is stuck. Right, let's pop this one down here. Don't know why I put the glue away once I'd given it a clean out. Part of my, oh come on, oh yes you are coming up. Part of my health update will be kind of a little explanation of why I get a froggy throat. Something I actually only put together yesterday, I think. I realised why I am getting a froggy throat. So yes, we'll talk about that in. Right, let's try and make this a tuck. Hopefully it kind of works. So I'm just kind of gluing on one edge. Oops. So sometimes knowing the reason for something helps, doesn't it? Just helps you deal with it and kind of work out the best way to manage things. Now that looks to me like it's not going to be glued down enough. I think we can actually glue at the top and the bottom. Will be fine, so it will be kind of like a little pocket rather than a tuck spot. So let's do that. Okay, so that will, and actually let's do where it overlaps. Let's glue those bits together. I think that should work nicely. Okay, so we have everything down. We don't have much of our puzzle, but I think it's adequate to meet the prompt. So I'm not going to bother with putting any more on. I think we're fine. So just to recap what the prompts were: something you see or do on vacation, crossword or magazine newspaper puzzle, calendar portion, geometric shape, piece of a dried tea bag, and something folded. Okay, so the wee story today, just a little scenario of this gentleman is on vacation down in the bottom of the South Island of New Zealand. He's staying at a fancy place with a beautiful bed. He's drinking copious quantities of tea. He's doing some puzzles in his downtime because he really enjoys puzzles. But his job when he's not on holiday is he works for a paint company. And so while he's on holiday, he's making opportunities to look at colours of the surroundings, of nature, and thinking about names of colours. And so he's doing a little bit of work while he's away on holiday. And so these are little swatches of colours that he's making as he goes around on his travels, of ideas on colours and what he might want to call them. So these are actually from a painting magazine, from Resine, which is a paint company. I don't know if it's just New Zealand or if they're elsewhere, but these I've cut out of their magazine. And yeah, so very simple story, you know, just a little snippet of life, isn't it? And that can tuck in there. So one more to go. We are almost at the end. I'm going to press on now. I'm going to put together the other one, probably take me the rest of the day to find all the bits I need for the next one, and then film the last one. And then we'll be on to the plans for 2025. So I anticipate the video for that on how that's going to work will be up within the next week or so, just depending when I get to actually film it. So hubby and I are still on holiday for right now for the rest of this week. He's out with his dad today, so I'm taking the opportunity to get at least a couple of videos done, hopefully. But I don't know, you know, New Year's is in a couple of days. Then we're going on a day trip to Kaikoura. We've got shopping to do tomorrow, grocery shopping, because we haven't done grocery shopping since the beginning of December, so we really need to. So, you know, I don't know when I'll get another opportunity, but I will look at getting the last one of these done, hopefully today, and up sometime this week. So thanks for joining me, friends. I hope you've had a beautiful 2024 and are looking forward to what the new year will bring. I hope you had a great Christmas too. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.